Nigeria, we are in for it. Like, we don't enter them. We don't enter them. Not only has Donald Trump said that he's going to deport about 6,000 plus Nigerians, I have no problem with that, by the way, because it's their country. They can decide whatever they want to do in their own country. They say they don't want immigrants. It's fine. It's okay. We should learn to develop our own country. Let's come back together, hold our politicians accountable and make our country better so that all these white people, they will prefer to come to our country. They would want to come to our country to live and enjoy life, not that we'll be going over there instead. But this one, I don't agree with, because according to reports, the committee inaugurated, to help recover Abacha loot in the US has just been disbanded by Donald Trump. This is a sign that I do not care about you. I don't even care if your leaders have looted your money. That is none of my business. I'm not going to waste my government's money, my country's money, to help you look for the funds that was looted by your leaders. It's none of my problem. That is what Donald Trump is saying to us. Because over the years, you guys know that the US have returned so much money to us. And at the end of the day, these looted funds are being relooted. It's not as if the money is going to, development, processing and all of that in the country or benefiting our citizens in any way. No, this money is usually being relooted. Even the ones that was said to have been returned from Diziani, the former Minister of Petroleum, looting. We all know how this money is going to end up. So whether this is a blessing or a curse, I do not know yet. But I'm leaving it to you all to judge. Do you think that this is good or this is bad for the country? Because at the end of the day also, it means that when politicians steal money, they are going to get away with it. Nigeria would not be able to recover stolen funds anymore, because for him to disband, this team, it means that in future, any stolen funds is not coming back to us. That is bye-bye, bye-bye. You are welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe, like this video, also leave your opinions in the comment section. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. US President Donald Trump has disbanded the Kleptocracy Assets Recovery Initiative, an elite Department of Justice DOJ team tasked with tracing the billions of dollars assets looted by Nigeria's late military head of state, Sani Abacha, and other international corruption. A source close to the unit confirmed to the Gazette on Saturday that newly appointed United States Attorney General Pam Bondi quietly disbanded the team earlier this week, following authorization by Mr. Trump as his administration continues to wind down several government programs. This decision to disband the team came as a surprise to many, as the team was responsible for recoveries and prosecutions linked to billions of dollars in stolen assets, including the ongoing litigation involving some of Abacha's loot traced to Atiku Bagudu, President Bola Tinubu's budget minister. These developments could potentially make it difficult to find previously undiscovered Abacha cash stockpiles, which investigators still believe are out there. The Kleptocracy Initiative was specifically launched in 2010 to track down assets linked to international corruption. The Gazette had yet to get a response after reaching out to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, for comment. Also, presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga didn't respond to a request for comments. It was unclear how the DOJ would proceed with the case already in the US courts, or whether it would continue to cooperate with parallel proceedings to trace and return Abacha loot in the United Kingdom and other jurisdictions. Mr. Trump's administration said it would focus instead on dismantling narcotics and human trafficking networks. What are your thoughts? Let's have them in the comment section below. What do you all think of this new development? Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Abali Okoruku says, that's the end of the road for anti-corruption crusade through international cooperation and collaboration. Yes, so my sister, that's the end of the road. It just means one thing. It means that people are going to be able to loot money this time around, and the money would not be recovered. The money would not be traceable because nobody is doing the work. The people that are helping us do it outside the country, they said they are not doing again. And I think that it's time for Nigeria to look inward and see what we can do for ourselves. Let not always depend and expect that it is the foreign countries that will do the work for us. What is the EFCC doing? How is the EFCC tracing stolen funds? What are they doing? That is another thing. Can the EFCC also do the same work that these disbanded team were doing? Let's not always, like all the time, expect that it is these foreign countries that would, come and solve our problems for us. We need to start taking responsibility on how to solve our own problems. Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Andrew Okoba says, if I may ask, why is it only Abacha loot that we hear about, and then no other who are in the same category as Abacha, who stole money blind, and their names are not being mentioned? Is it because Abacha is no more? That is partly the reason, because Abacha is no more. That is why, some of all of these politicians as well, maybe when they die now, you start hearing. The thing is, how Nigeria, how they run Nigeria. It's based on corruption. As long as you are still in government, the people in government, you're able to plead. And at the end of the day, is it not plea bargain? And their looted funds is not being discovered because they are still alive. They are still alive to do the networking. But once they die and there's no how they can do the networking and it's just their family around, they will remember that they want to recover loot. Nigeria, my country. Roberts says, how did the federal government of Nigeria account for the previous Sani Abacha looted recoveries? That's a very serious question. It's something that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. How did Nigeria account for it? What did the money? What did they use the money for? What was the money used for? Does what President Trump trying to stop the Sani Abacha looted recovery, would it be for the country good? Another question I asked, is it for the good or for the bad? Do you think that this is good for Nigeria or is bad for us? Peacemaker says, do you blame him, if not for the stupidity of our political leaders who steal our money and stash them away in foreign lands? They wouldn't have been this mess. Exactly. No, we don't blame him. He's not the one that looted our funds. It's not his fault. It's our politicians. Now they open our yash outside. John Osita says, Trump will show this bunch of fraudsters that imposing themselves on Nigerians, Pepe. This illegitimate government never say anything. Uzuchukwu, while he says, isn't Nigerian government funding the DOJ? Now imagine how much Nigeria has spent on DOJ to recover Abacha loot. You will discover that the DOJ in itself is a self-established protocol by our government to loot and invest in foreign countries only to come here and tell us how they are recovering or loot. It is not Nigerians who that's part of the team. Nigerians are not part of the team. I think the team is part of is within the judicial system in the US. Nigerians are not part of it. It's not like we sent representative from our country to them. No. John Osita says this APC government game has been recovered loot and reloot it. Indy Emmanuel says, let them start by revisiting Tinubu's drug forfeiture. I trust Trump. He might decide to release it too. He might just decide to release it. He might. Effort says, Nigerian leaders at all levels, you can see how you people in power are the murderer of our own people. Imagine the loot, and up till date, the so-called leaders still loot. God will punish all of you with death and disgrace in your family. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. What do you all think of this? Thank you very much, guys, for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.